everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here today. Just want to check in with you to see how you're doing with this brand new school year. I was thinking about you and reflecting on how your classroom management may be going. Remember that we have a goal is to making sure those kids pass that standardized test. And how else can we do it other than having a very organized and interactive classroom? I wanted to take a few minutes of your time, 5-10 minutes, probably not even that, just to go over some basic procedures for you, for those of you that are brand new. Okay, so those of you that are brand new, I know that there may be a struggle at times. I understand. I've been hearing from some of my colleagues that some of these classes are huge. One of my past students reached out to me the other day and said, "Miss, I have 33 kids in my kinder class." And I felt for her. Oh my goodness, I felt for her without any kind of support. So yes, there's protocols to follow for that. In the meantime, when you're waiting on someone to step forward to assist you, just make sure that all I could advise her on was to make sure your procedures are in line, that the kids know exactly what's expected of them. So her expectations need to be very well versed for these kids. And that goes from kinder on up. Make sure those procedures are there, the rules and the procedures. And I think we've talked about that before. I wanted to make sure that everything is pretty much on point with something like that. I will share one strategy that I used when I was in the classroom last year. I made sure that everybody knew exactly the protocol, what they were supposed to do. Come in, grab their notebook, have a seat, and start working on that warm-up or that bell ringer that's up there while you come into the classroom and start taking attendance. The kids need to know exactly what they need to do from 1 minute to the next. Once they finish that bell ringer, then it's time for you to either give some direct instructions and then go on to the next point. Now the kids should understand that during your direct instruction, they need to be fully attentive. And so lots of times with 33 kids in the classroom, and I'm not just talking kinder, I have a friend that teaches in another district that at one point she had 38 kids in her classroom, and she managed pretty well. She did have support though, and this was middle school. So she knew that once they finished their warm-up, they would listen to her for the instructions and the teaching, what they needed to learn. And after that, they went into the interaction. Now, again, I am a traditional teacher. I started teaching in the late 1990s. And so we had chalkboards, and it was mostly direct teach for the entire time, and gave them 10 minutes to do the little review of the whole thing. So in this case, life has changed, just like technology has come in. If you don't have those Chromebooks or those computers, everything is interaction. And now I finally got it, because it does help them socialize. And that is a big deal these days. They need to socialize. So for you new teachers, a good point here is to make sure that you watch your groups as well. You have so many different learners in the classroom, so many different learners. You have those that are just GT, and some, they're on the ball, so they begin to be a little chatty. Well, use that as a plus for them, and have them help you with the ones that are struggling. You have your middle group, and then you have those that are really struggling. So if you were to place these kids in these groups of mixed abilities, maybe that would help you as well. So with me, coming into the classroom, they always knew what they needed. They went to get their book, they came and did their bell ringer or warm up, and waited for your instruction. Once you finished the instruction, then gave them the interaction to where they can help each other. Now, another thing that I finally learned was a kid will usually learn quite a bit from their kids rather than their teachers, because I don't know, that attention span right there. There's some that have an attention span of 2 seconds, and then so they're not really focused. So yes, and that goes into something else, which I'm going to cover in my next video as far as different abilities is concerned. I'm going to set my goals for you for this week and try to give you anywhere from 3 to 5 videos this week, so we can make sure we're getting all of these strategies as I'm talking to my colleagues about what's going on in the classroom. And from when I retired in June, from June to now, there's been so many changes. And I totally believe that education is going to completely keep changing as we go along. Okay, so have to have a routine, have to have expectations, have to have something the kids know exactly what they need to do by the time they finish that interaction. And then you have, the end of the class where let's go over what you just learned. The class is over. Now I'm talking middle school and high school. When it comes to elementary, it's keeping them busy, keep them interested. Yeah, I'm sorry you have to sing and dance at times, but it's all about learning, right? So with that said, those are the beginnings that I'm hoping that you're getting. And with all that, just remember, you are a wonderful teacher. You know exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're supposed to be there with those kids. And I'm missing them terribly. So with that said, you need to remember that you are amazing. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.